We are back into the Earth War. This is the second half, Aliens Volume 2, Issue 1 of 4. The comic reprint, I believe, when they started calling the characters Wilkes, Billy, and Bueller, is aptly called Nightmare Asylum. And the novelization by Steve Perry is also called Nightmare Asylum. So the novels go Earth War, Nightmare Asylum, and then the last one is the Female War. So if you guys want to check it out that way, but I'd highly recommend getting these old school ones. And this is actually where the Alien books go into color. Because remember, all 6 issues from '88 were in black and white. So seeing it now in this full-on, beautiful, like heavy metal magazine style color, oh, absolutely flipping phenomenal. And if we can actually open the book, we can proceed. And unfortunately, it doesn't have the side tray dressing, but I still love the inverted look. This was the image that they used for the Earth War novel. Script, Mark Verheiden. Art, Denis Beauvais. Beauvais. I'm going to go with that. Lettering, Bob Pinaha. Print date on this was March 1990. And what I love about this particular page, now I remember when Newt and Hicks and Butler escaped the Earth infestation, they took this cargo ship called the American. And it was supposed to be a cargo ship, but they essentially retrofitted it so they could get away. The Earth government was going to abandon them. They said, you're just like everyone else on Earth. You're expendable. But Hicks, being Hicks, saved the 3 of them. And I love this because even though this is the American, it looks so remnant to that first shot of the Sulaco from Aliens. I mean, granted, it doesn't have the full-on frontal looking like a flying pulse rifle, but still, just absolutely beautiful. And then just the perspective of that, and then to see it in color with these dark and light greens, the purples and the blacks and the stars of the cosmos. Beautiful work. In space, you begin to understand the true nature of immortality. Out here, spatial and temporal concerns seem trivial, insignificant. We're 15 days out from Earth. It might as well be years. The main antenna was still picking up fragments of Earth orbit satellite transmissions. Took days for the signals to reach us. It was like watching shadows. Mostly pre-records, digital chips, mag carts. But occasionally we get something live off the bounce. And so this is Hicks sitting in the cockpit along with Butler, looking at different feeds that are coming from Earth. But it's taken light years to get where they're at. And so it's stuff that's already happened. And so I love how the art team here kind of gives us this quick, I guess I would call it a montage of shots like you would see in a movie. See the alien teeth. We got the link. Yeah, we got it. Do it. Dead. There was no reason or pattern to the transmission. Whatever we picked up came in through sheer chance. These last desperate signals would travel forever into the far reaches of space. Random, electronic bits of human reality preserved for eternity. See a man praying, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. Please, if you're picking this up, Charlotte has been completely overrun. We're running low on food and drinking water. The bodies, they've been left to rot. Diseases, There was a strange, almost spiritual irony to it all. Through our machines, even mankind's destruction would endure in a perverse sort of immortality. As time passed, live transmissions were less frequent. What remained were static images generated from automatic sources. My God, we were a species in love with our deceits. Clandestine monitoring devices, word on without function, blandly recording mankind's demise. So we cut to the man that was praying. Nothing stops them. We've killed hundreds of them. It doesn't seem like shh. And then we see a school, like a classroom setting. Darwin was right. All this technology, and for what possible reason? Who was watching this? Explanations were lost in the devastation. When the automatic signal stopped, I knew it was over. And I just love how it goes down to him just holding his head and knowing that there's nothing that he can do, which just amounts on top of what, like when he tried to save Newt from the Fieldcrest Hospital because she was the last piece of his crew from the Sulaco. But now his entire home planet is gone. And then we cut to Newt. So I love how we get Newt in yellow thinking, and Hicks's thought bubbles in blue. I just love that that kind of gives you that differential so you understand. But what's cool is because Butler is an android, we never see his thoughts. Everything is either always through Hicks's eyes or Newt's eyes. I should have guessed the first time I was with him. Everything was so perfect. Skin, hair, musculature, all of it meticulously designed and synthesized. I could imagine his designer relaxing behind a genetic schematic, adding and subtracting features with the arbitrary twist of a dial. Now, while he's doing all this, she goes in to kiss him and she goes, God, I love you so. Newt, don't. Please, Newt, don't. And I love how it goes from just looking like a normal couple to seeing what happened to Butler on that alien planet. I'm going to go try and get some rest. Newt, I'm sorry. I still don't understand everything that's happened to me. He was an android construct, a replica. I think he was surprised as anyone to learn the truth. It was almost funny. Butler was the first man who ever loved me, and he wasn't even a man at all. Now she goes to lay down on one of the cargo spots. Hicks comes in. Hicks, Jesus, you frightened me. When you were little, you were afraid of death. Later, you were afraid of living. What's wrong with you? What are you talking about? You've always been afraid of me. And so we come to seeing just a horrific, bloody, bright red shot. She sits up drenched in sweat, realizing that was a dream projected from the aliens. And she comes running to the cockpit. They're here. Hicks, there's aliens on board. Christ, Newt, they're dead like Earth, like us. Maybe you're burned out. Maybe you want to die. Not me, not by one of those things. They're just bad dreams, Newt. I don't know nothing about this ship. Makes any sense, but it's more than just dreams, and I can feel them. They're waiting. So Hicks says, okay, if you want to play soldier, let's play soldier. They get through one of the bulkheads. Smoke triggered the fire system. It's been burned with acid. And so they finally get under one of the doors. And they see that there's sleep chambers with bodies inside. Their chest cavities ripped open. Pods must have been cracked on takeoff. Damn, things have been aboard since the start. They've been waiting, feeding until they matured and they were ready. Count 4 broken pods. One's dead. That means 3. And I think what I like, so let me kind of give you an idea so y'all can kind of understand my thought process. Well, I guess that wouldn't work. No, that's different. We're talking about color. The first Alien felt like something you would see from Ridley Scott, where it was all about mood and pacing. Yeah, there was some action here and there, especially when the Butler and his crew go down to that alien planet, which was not the homeworld, by the way. But overall, it was the building tension with everything that was going on in Bionational, Salvahay, and Newt and Hicks. This one feels more like the sequel. This feels more like Aliens with James Cameron because there's pulse rifles, aliens ripping through bulkheads. They're trying to run away. They gotta close it. The door comes down on Hicks's back, and you think that he's gonna die. And shows just how much of a badass he is because they try to blow the aliens through the hatch. And Hicks, squished, has survived straight open space with no suit. Which means because the aliens, what happens is they essentially catch on to the top of the ship. And she basically says, why can't we just let them freeze to death? And Butler says, we don't know what type of the anatomy of them. And this isn't a military ship, so they can actually damage stuff. So essentially, she goes out. I could hear the air hissing out of the chamber. The fabric of my suit rippled as the pressure dropped. The silence was loud, like a scream. I could feel them outside. Their patience was their strength. Humans measure time in minutes, seconds, microseconds. Time never mattered to the alien, only survival. God help me, I was beginning to understand them. And the way that she's traversing the American, again, before digital coloring, my friends, look at how this just trumps it hands down. And again, this love this close up of as the alien sneaks up on her. She goes, "No!" She shoots one. She goes, "Ugh, blaster's gone. No sign of the other. Maybe it was blown clear when Hicks opened the. Oh God, Newt, where is it? Inside the rear thrusters. It's been waiting for me." And so she jumps free from the thruster. I love this panel. Those reds, the blacks, and the dead of space. Oh, this is how you comic, my friends. And Newt thinks in the black vacuum of space, death was the only absolute, survival the only imperative. And she's talking about how the xenomorph doesn't take pleasure in watching people die. It's just part of its nature. But she says, I took pleasure in watching it burn. And so I just love how we go from Earth being infested to just tight quarters again and seeing Newt step up in her being sort of the faux Ripley of this series. And now just to kind of bring you up to speed, the transport ship that they hijacked last series, it was on a set course. They couldn't change it. So they were just along for the ride, for the long and short of it. Which brings them to base 2 or base 3, one of the two. This is General Spears' outpost. And she goes, he goes, you bastards, if you've damaged my specimens, I'll see you hang. And I just kind of love the ominous pods of aliens in the background with our heroes worse for wear. Look at how Hicks has to basically be drugged by Newt because of what happened with the bulkhead. And Butler being ripped in half, she's having to pull him out on a dolly just to show how banged up they are, but yet too determined to survive. And as we go further into this, you will see why this book was aptly renamed Nightmare Asylum. So guys, if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic shop or wherever you get your action figures and comics. Pick up this series. And additionally, check out your local library or bookstore and get the novelizations as well. And if you've enjoyed this review, really would appreciate it. Take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel more than you could possibly know. And if you don't mind hitting that fancy little xenomorph bell, next subscribe. That way, as we can upload content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and I love talking with you and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments or the socials, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. Speaking of, if you enjoy what I do, and you'd like to help support the channel, I have additionally left a PayPal tip jar link down in the description. And if not, I still appreciate you stopping by and checking out this video. Either way, hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, everyone.